It's the day after Thanksgiving here on Flat Creek. You can hear the border collie going off in the background there. The sun's just now coming up. We had a great day Thanksgiving. It rained all day, but the temperatures were up around 60 degrees or so. As you can tell, we had about a 30-degree drop overnight. Rain changed to snow, and we've got our first snowfall of the season. Katahdins came down off the hill last night. Guess it got a little bit too cool for them, so they came down. They're hanging out in the barn lot. The Suffolks and the rest of the wool sheep are in the barn this morning hiding out. That kind of roaring sound that you hear in the background is Flat Creek, and it appears with the runoff and everything that she's pushing her banks pretty good this morning. A little closer shot of the Katahdins. I apologize if it's not very sharp this morning, but there's not a whole lot of light just yet. Sun's just coming up over the ridge, as you can see. Cedar's covered with snow. It's a really pretty morning. Some of the Suffolks and the Cheviots are coming out of the barn to see what's going on. A little curious more than anything else. Probably want to get started on that roll bale as well. That's Cogburn you hear in the background. Yes, I named my rooster Cogburn. You can tell what kind of a John Wayne fan I am. This is the ridge on the other side of the creek from the main farm. That's Jerusalem Ridge Farms number 2, down the slope of that ridge and off into the bottomland where it flattens down to a couple of pretty nice pastures. Right pretty this morning with a light covered in snow. There's a little house where Curly and Nick live in the corner there. We call it the Creek House. The pasture behind the Creek House. And you see as the ridge begins right there. I love that snow on the cedars. Gypsy's kind of enjoying the snow. Go ahead, Gyp. Border collie in the snow. Here's the source of that roaring I was telling you about. Here's the source of that roaring I was telling you about. This is Flat Creek. There's some of the ripples just down below the creek house that I showed you a little while ago. Still a little bit dark this morning. The sun's just now coming up. Maybe we'll shoot a little bit more later in the day. And when the sun's out, you can see things a little bit better. But I just really like being out this time of the morning, seeing what's going on. I hear a border collie crunching behind me there in the snow. collies don't like to stay in one place too long. It's a beautiful place to be, though. Another quick shot of some of the katahdins. Getting ready to head back up the ridge and poke around in the snow for some pasture pickings. The thing I like about these katahdins, they're extremely hardy. Even though they came down to the barn last night, they seemed not to want to go into the barn. Instead, they just stayed out in the barn lot, slept in the snow around the round bale. Now, like I say, they're getting ready to head back up to the ridge again.